Right on the money. That feel pretty good?
It felt pretty good. Not spectacular, but solid.
Yeah.
Like a shot that you'd appreciate on playing in a match, right? I would guess that the middle ball, the Chrome Soft Tour X, is the spinniest of the three.
The Chrome Tour X is the spinniest so far.
It seems to be grabbing the face the most.
You feel like you sort of
a little bit more,
feel
yeah.
softness to it. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. I have a huge treat today. I have my favorite, your favorite sort of contributor to the channel. We'll call Ronnie that, but he's a friend of the channel. Great to have you back.
Thrilled to be back, thank you.
Our 18th video together on the channel.
18 videos.
I didn't realize it had been as many. I thought we'd maybe done 10 or 12, 18.
Next month, March, will be the 5th anniversary of me being invited to communicate to my community, which is seniors and slow swing golfers. So thrilled to be back representing them.
I love it, I love it.
You know, you and I have talked offline about the big enablers to golf.
Yeah.
In no specific order. It's equipment, right? Mm-hmm. Body and movement, physical, and coaching and technical. And all those three pieces, they're all coming together and working them all hard. And when you're doing all those three things well, you have the opportunity to get better. And that's what's been happening. So really happy with last year.
How young are you?
I just turned 69.
You must be in the top 1% of golfers who, at the age of 65 to 70, that window, they get better every year. That must be in the
So you know who we can ask that question of? Lou at Arcos. We'll ask him.
That's fascinating.
Because I think they capture age in the profile, right?
Yeah, as part of that.
Yeah, I know I'm defying gravity, and so far I'm winning, but I know it's not going to last too much longer. So
now, today, we're going to test your gamer golf ball for right now.
Which is?
The Left Dash Pro V1X.
Yeah, it is.
Which I think will surprise a lot of people on here.
Yeah.
So we are going to test that because I don't know if that's I suspect that's not the right one for you. And in talking to you a little bit about this, I think you suspect that might be the case too.
If I were to go to Ballnamic or to my Golf Spy stuff, it would be not in the top 3.
No.
But I did a lot of testing with my coach, and the Left Dash driver performance buried everybody in terms of distance and carry. I looked at the on-course performance, so that's why a lot of people are going, what's he doing with the Left Dash? Because people who know me know I'm always searching for spin, and the Left Dash is a little bit below the X, but above the Pro V in terms of spin, right?
Right, exactly right.
So yes, off the books, unusual, but on course it performed.
Okay, so for you and I to sort of engage in this, I had 2 golf balls in mind that I wanted to test. We done a test, actually, it was released I think it was last Monday. We done a test of 3 different golf balls. We done the brand new Chrome Tour, which is the new version of the Chrome Soft LS. So the low spin, so basically Left Dash from Callaway. We done TP5X, another really nice golf ball. And we also done Pro V1X.
Okay.
Right, so that was the 3 we tested last week. Now, those balls all performed really well in their own ways, but there was quite a spin delta when it got in, especially into the mid-irons. Chrome Tour was much lower in spin. Pro V1X was much higher in spin, and TP5X was somewhere in the middle. And there was some people upset that we tested those 3 golf balls against one another, Ronnie, because they said, well, that's not a fair comparison. Those golf balls are not like one another. That was the point of the test.
Okay.
Because I want to give you and you options that when we test golf balls, I want the person who's high in spin to go, yes, that looks like the one for me. And the person who's low in spin to go, amazing. So, and I think of you, what would Ronnie use that's higher in spin, give him some lift? Pro V1X, you know, Chrome Tour X, those types of options. So this is more of a like-for-like comparison today.
Right.
Okay. We're going to do our usual test, 50 yards, partial wedge. We're going to do a full pitching wedge, full 7-iron, and we're going to do the driver.
Your standard ball testing approach.
Ball test. All right.
And before we start off, what am I looking for? Spin for sure? Ball speed?
So
what are my wants?
I would say, to be honest, the number one thing that I always default to when it comes to ball test, standard deviation. Does it do the same all the time? Whether it's high or whether it's low, you just want it to be predictable.
Okay.
You just need to know it's going to do it. There's nothing worse than looking up and you get a surprise from what your golf ball does, falls short, maybe falls into the creek or whatever it might do. I just want to see the tightness in standard deviation. Now, if we can get high speed, good launch, good spin, all that sort of stuff, great, we'll take that too. All right, we're going to start your 50-yard shot with the left dash, Ronnie. That's the one. Lovely. Ronnie, that is a beauty. Okay, very nice. We are going to move on to our first alternative golf ball. So Callaway's firm core, soft cover. This is the golf ball that I would say would be in the conversation for the best in class for somebody looking for speed and spin.
Compression?
You've got to be careful with compression as a metric. It's measured different ways.
By the OEMs?
Well, by the industry.
Okay.
So you get some people who'll measure it, and in compressions you can have as high as 100. I've seen as high as 113. Callaway used to have a Crow. It was called a Hex Tour black golf ball. Years ago, it was a rock, and it was apparently 113 compression. Some people tell you can't get to 113 compression. You just got to be a little bit, in terms of like being attached too much to numbers on that.
Okay.
So 50-yard shot, nothing changes. Let's see what we get from this. Really nice. Excellent. Strike in those last two was lovely. Lovely, Ronnie. Okay, Pro V1X. Good. Perfect. Such a nice strike. Anything from your feedback having hit those first few?
So the last two balls, the Chrome Tour X and the Pro V1X, felt softer off the face versus the left dash.
Lovely. That was good.
That was proper.
Very good. Okay. Chrome Tour X.
Like that?
Yep. Just like that.
That was proper.
Yep. Pretty good. Nice one, Ronnie.
Feel free.
That was good. I just think I love your swing when you just let it go a little bit.
That felt good.
Sounded great. Good. Yep, numbers are looking nice. One more good free swing. Are you noticing anything? Are you in the zone here?
I would guess that the middle ball, the Chrome Soft Tour X, is the spinniest of the three.
The Chrome Tour X is the spinniest so far.
It seems to be grabbing the face the most.
You feel like you sort of
a little bit more,
feel
yeah.
softness to it?
But not softness that it's not rebounding, but soft, but it's grabbing.
Right. Well, so I think we've done the friction test. I always say The 50 and the wedge are the friction test. Now we're getting into a little bit more of the trajectory test.
Okay.
Right, so 7-iron is where we start to.
Okay.
Often this is actually where the biggest discrepancies are shown on 7-iron.
Okay.
And then they slim down again in driver.
Gotcha.
Really good, Ronnie.
Shoulder rotation,
An ideal one there.
because I rotated properly.
Whoa, sounded like a flusher.
Finally.
Yeah, that was a great sounding strike.
That was proper.
Yeah, nice. Okay, chrome tour for me. Chrome
Let's
Tour
see if
X.
your correlation,
Yeah, see how it'll be
let's see
interesting.
what happens.
Quite good.
Some of the stuff you say and observe scares me. You're like a soothsayer.
Nice, Ronnie. Right, on your carry number 142 there.
That's it.
Yeah, lovely. Very good. Okay, Pro V1X. That's as good as it gets right there.
That was a good one, right?
That was lovely. Right on the money. Lovely, Ronnie. Lovely trajectory on that one.
I felt,
Yeah, I mean, you're striking them really, really nicely. That's a beauty, Ronnie. As crisp as they come. Okay, guys, for those who don't know or haven't seen Ronnie's driver video in the past, G430 Max, 12 degree, turned on to small plus, so plane 13, Autoflex 405, Tour Velvet mid-size, 19 gram, and what did we do, 19 or 17 gram? I think we've been 17.
I'm going to say 17.
17, I think it was as well.
And share with everybody, why did you went from the 22 standard? Was
25 is actually
25
the max
standard.
standard, so down to 17.
Because?
Because that's the whole value proposition of Autoflex is swing me faster and I'll send you further. It's not going to happen if we slow down
Okay.
the club speed with too heavy of a head weight. That's a nice one, Ronnie boy.
What was the peak height on that? It looked, I think,
69.
oh, they seem low and they are low, correct?
Yeah, they could definitely do with some spin. Yeah, it's got a bit of a dippy flight today, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not ideal, is it?
Well, those two hits are a good example because one is just about on the equator line of the driver and delivered 1900 worth of spin, which doesn't leave you much wiggle room should you stray high. And you did stray high and you get punished for it. So you end up losing 10 yards or so of carry distance based on too low of a backspin relative to your ball speed. Nice one, Ronnie. Lovely little push draw. Love the push draw for you because it keeps the ball in the air that fraction longer. Okay, last go around we have Chrome Tour X. That was a nice one.
Yeah. When you rotate semi-properly, that's what happens. That was 210 carry?
Yeah, 208. Yeah, very good. Lovely, Ronnie. Excellent. Good. Good, good.
Okay, last ball.
Last but not least, Ronnie.
Okay.
Pro V1X. Nice. Very good. Right on the money. That feel pretty good?
It felt pretty good. Not spectacular, but solid.
Yeah.
Like a shot that you'd appreciate on playing in a match, right?
Definitely. Oh. The money ball. Beauty.
Yeah. So E, I purposely was not looking at the numbers, so I am fascinated as to what the numbers summarize to, so.
It followed a pattern. It really did. It was, you can always wonder if it will start in one direction and then there'll be some sort of, you know, twists and turns along the way in the journey. Let's just start with the 50-yarder because I think we start our sort of conversation because that's what this is. This isn't, you know, this isn't an argument. You know, we don't start an argument there because ultimately between the player and an advisor, we're going to talk about it and we're going to come to, you know, conclusion together if we think we're moving in the right direction. Left dash, launched the highest, spun the least. You know, we would probably say from 50 yards, spin is going to be our friend and advantageous. You typically pitch with that 56-degree wedge. I would want you to have more spin because there was a couple that we caught and we didn't maybe quite get them right and it ran out quite a lot. So that spin is going to help us regulate that distance between where it lands and where it stops. So as expected, left dash was the lowest. Chrome Tour X was the highest. We go to pitch and wedge. We start to see a bigger difference. Now, spin dropped down to 5,000. Chrome Tour X now at 58. Pro V1X at 6,000. But I'm starting to see these two perform really, really similar, to the point where you could probably argue the direction the ball has went. So if you look at the Chrome Tour X, slightly left of the Pro V1X, right? Anything that's left is going to be a slightly more shut face, less dynamic loft. That probably is the difference in spin, but really, really close between those two. Okay, 7-iron.
Can I interrupt here? Is
Sure.
This, we spoke a little bit offline. Is this where the balls separate and
They
identify their personalities in the irons?
The wedge and the 7
Okay.
is when the biggest
Okay.
discrepancies tend to happen. Left dash was quite a bit lower, and we can see that there between sort of where the ball lands and where the ball runs to. Right, and you mentioned something about you don't really have a hard time stopping the ball, you know, on the green.
With the proper hit? No, I don't.
Yeah, with the proper trajectory. If I kind of go in and kind of take a look at land angle.
Oh, yes.
So you're averaging actually across all three shots, your land angle with 7-iron is about the same. So it's what it does when it hits the green. Beyond that, what does the spin do at that point? Does it stop it or does it let it sort of run on and chase on? The same way that if we're going to hit the ball into fairway with a driver, we want it to be coming in on an angle of descent shallow enough that we're going to get that run out of it when it hits the ground. At the minute, you're getting a little bit too much out of the left dash.
So with 10 yards run, I'm disappointed with that. I would look for 6, 7. So I'm disappointed with that number.
Yeah. So we would rather you were sort of in this territory and really you could take your pick whether you think one is or the other is the best. You're probably, if anything, I'd have to lean toward Pro V1X, but these are close enough. That's well within kind of the tolerance, which is excellent. And we thought maybe it comes to the driver and that's where left dash really shows itself to be the best. It didn't, because we had a little, if we look over at driver, we kind of had always think is a bit of a exaggeration in the picture, but we had a little bit of a high strike going on today.
And I think we may have selected the wrong plastic tee, maybe.
Maybe, but you know, if you were to go, because we matched the tee height to your gamer tee height, you would have got the same experience in the golf course today. So if we look at this, the ball speed was lowest off left dash, spin was lowest, and that resulted in the least carry, right? Pro V1X was excellent. Dispersion, I mean, to be honest, both of those were fantastic. If we take the left dash, I mean, pick a winner, good luck. It's basically the same, right? And if I actually go back to 7-iron and do the same thing, pick a winner, good luck, right? This was the fascinating thing for me. Slightly more distance on with the wedge and the Chrome Tour, ball speed was slightly higher, but so I think what we're seeing is both of the golf balls are better than what you've got, the left dash, but there's not that much of a strong argument for it. It's definitely this one. They're both fantastic.
Price the same.
In that premium window, yeah.
Quality?
I would say until recently. Now, this quality is something we haven't ever tested. We don't do the cut them in half and test them. We know My Golf Spy, other independents have done that and really shown that a few years back, Callaway maybe didn't have the cores as centered and some things like that. It was around that time, probably 2018-ish, they invested, I think it was about $50 million in the ball plant, and I think that story was quite well documented. They are now adamant that they will, from a quality standpoint, put their golf ball up against anyone's.
Right.
And if you can do a test like this, and you know, we're testing these two, which are like for like, Chrome Tour X, Pro V1X, you put them against each other in the market, you know, I would say a lot of people will see a test as close as this. Fascinatingly close.
It's nearly a dead heat. And you're
It's
saying
pretty much a dead heat.
And you're saying that's pretty unusual.
Yeah, very unusual. I mean, the human sort of variable or the tolerance of, you could hit 3 more balls and then they flip. That's how close this is. This isn't, there's no winner from it being this close.
Right.
Let's see, 7 hours.
The Callaway felt a little bit softer, but not sluggishly soft.
Right.
And it's funny, hitting the other 2 balls, the X and the Chrome, my left dash felt hard.
Yeah, when you're comparing against
those. When you have that comparison, it kind of elevated how hard that ball is.
And if we can say that if all else is equal, which it was, you know, if we can go through these tested and go, we're actually not picking up anything anywhere, right? We're not picking up any ball speed with the 7-iron test. We're certainly not picking up any launch conditions because the spin was low and the launch was lower, and actually the ball speed was lower as well, largely because of strike point being a touch high. But at no point did left dash show me something that could even make that argument that it should stay in the bag as your golf ball of choice.
So here's my thinking. Left dash, gone.
Yep.
I'll buy 2 sleeves of each ball.
Yep.
Take them on the course.
Exactly.
See how it behaves on my home course.
Do a durability
chipping,
test.
Putting.
Yeah, putting for sure.
Let's not forget about putting, right? And make a decision after playing 3-4 rounds with each ball. What do you think?
That's exactly what I would
Is that the proper
advise
approach?
anyone to do in this case.
Okay.
Take your pick. They're both fantastic. As you said, it's a dead heat for the most part.
For me to get a new gamer in February, like I'm like in heavenly bliss, know I've got another piece of the equipment. Yeah. To your point, the part of the equipment I use every shot, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, something I think is going to be meaningful in every shot. You know, we're always scratching because we've optimized your equipment to a large degree. We're scratching for any gains we can get. So if we get some launch and some spin wins, you know, whatever it might be, and we kind of talked off camera. You had a very easy time getting the ball flight going with those 2 golf balls. It seemed to be harder with left dash.
I mean, you did make that observation, so.
And it was telling because it kept happening.
And it was every club.
Every club, every club. So I'm not sure if there's just something in that left dash that, you know, that if you don't quite get it, you kind of get that dippy flight. And that's the one we want to avoid with you all times. Your golf course has lots of elevation change. If you're hitting up to a high elevated green, hitting a tee shot uphill, whatever it might be, the dippy one is the killer for you.
On my course, it's a killer then,
For sure.
So I'm hoping today's video for my community, seniors, 90 club head speed on a driver will get some good learnings from today.
Yeah, I think anyone at that club head speed is going to learn something. You know, I give kudos heavily to the guys at My Golf Spy with the amount of ball testing they do.
Right.
And you are what they consider to be the slow swing speed tester.
Yeah.
I think it's like 85 miles an
Yeah,
hour.
I'm just on
driver speed.
past the threshold, but still slow swing speed.
Very, very much right there. I think today you're right on it, because I think today you're maybe slower than I've seen you in a little bit. So in terms of club head speed, we're down a touch today.
Yeah.
84 and a half, 80, just shy of 84 and 85. So you're right there. You're talking to a large community, helping a large community, to be honest.
Good.
Which is good.
Excellent.
Love it.
Thanks for the invite.
I love when you can come and do it, Ronnie, anytime you can. I think there's a lot to be learned for the audience, so definitely appreciate it as always. And we've got some things to look at in your bag, so we have a date for a couple of weeks' time.
Perfect, can't wait.
Get that done. Okay, guys, I hope there was really something in there for the golfer who's looking at the golf ball, looking for what differences are you going to see between something that is known to be a distance golf ball, but with premium characteristics like the left dash. You see guys like Bryson DeChambeau playing it. There's lots of players with high speed play it for its lower spin, but fast ball speed characteristics. I always thought when I knew Ronnie was playing that golf ball that maybe we could squeeze some other things out of the performance. And I think I saw exactly what I was hoping to see today. So a little bit more spin, a little bit more lift, no drop in ball speed. If anything, a little bit of a gain in ball speed. I think Ronnie will see that in the golf course. With all those little subtle gains that he tries to make for as hard as he works at his game, those are very, very meaningful. So hope they would be for you as well. So stay tuned for more with Ronnie, and we will see you again soon.